A few weeks ago, we heard Tim Kuniskis say that the current Hemi cars will be gone by December of 2023, ending almost 2 decades of V8 defiance with a variety of models from the RT, Scat Pack, and Hellcat models. With limited allocations and dealer price gouging, some of Dodge's final cars may be out of reach for us. But what if I told you there are other rear-wheel drive V8 cars still out there and around the same price range of your favorite Dodge models? Now, before I get into this controversial list of cars, I want to address the horse in the room. What is the definition of a pony car and what is the definition of a muscle car? Because I asked in this poll if a foreign car could technically meet the definition of a muscle car. Sure, I could have been more specific when I asked this poll, but a lot of the comments I read sparked a debate of what is a pony car and what is truly a muscle car. Now, my definition of a pony car is a smallish, 2-door 4-seater with a big V8 that can go around corners. So the Mustang Camaro would fit that mold, while a Corvette would be a sports car because it doesn't have 4 seats. And a muscle car to me is a bigger mid to full size car, 2-door, 4 seats with a big V8 that can't really corner that well. So currently the Dodge Challenger to me is the only true muscle car by my definition. Now the Charger I consider to be a sports sedan, not a muscle car. Honestly, not that much different between a Charger and a CTS-V car. Both are sedans, push-rod V8s, rear-wheel drive cars. It's just that one is more luxurious than the other one. Not saying my definition is the end-all be-all, but that's how I feel about the current cars. And notice how I didn't mention American in either of my definitions. Because manufacturers are transitioning to an EV and crossover future, there isn't a lot of options out there compared to 50 years ago when you had dozens to pick from. So I had to strip some requirements in order to get some kind of list. I still kept some of the basics, rear-wheel drive, V8 car, around 500 horsepower. But this list is based on finding cars near the same price range as the Hemi cars that will be discontinued. Because even Tim Kuniskis said they aren't going to make everyone happy.
Lock up your allocation as fast as you can for that last year. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be really tough. It's gonna be almost an impossible task to make everybody happy. We're not going to.
If you didn't know, the UAW just went on strike at one of the plants that makes castings for engines and transmissions. Shap, where the Ram trucks are made, is down for a week for the chip shortage, and Brampton has gone down as well for the week. So remember, every day that Brampton is shut down, that's hundreds, if not thousands, of Hemi cars that won't get made if Dodge doesn't stay in production. Just saying. This list of cars is going to start with RT level cars. Criteria being cars with V8, around 400 horsepower, and around the same base price. So first on the list is the LT1 and the 1SS Chevy Camaro. These two models are a great bridge between the RT and the Scat Packs. The LT1 and 1SS Camaro offers near Scat Pack power at 455 horsepower with its 6.2 liter V8, but at Dodge's RT Challenger prices. A few differences between the LT1 and the 1SS is going to be the SS gets Brembo brakes and a different instrument cluster. An RT Challenger pretty much starts around $40,000 with a manual transmission, and the LT1 starts around $38K. Or if you want to step up to the 1SS, you'll be right at the same $40K price range. If you want a convertible version, just add about $5 grand. So if you have RT Challenger money but want a faster car, LT1 and the 1SS Camaro is a very good option. Next 2-door in the $40K price range is the Ford Mustang GT Fastback. Base price is around $38K, and you'll get a 5-liter V8 with 450 horsepower and 400 foot-pounds of torque. Ford doesn't offer a convertible in the base GT. You got to step up about $10,000 to get the GT Premium convertible if you want to go that route. Now, there is not any car I can find, foreign or domestic, that is 4-door with a V8, rear-wheel drive, and in the Charger RT price range. The 5.7 Hemi powered Charger is really a performance bargain unless you jump down to 6-cylinder options. I'm not going to cover the several 6-cylinder cars you can pick from. This is a V8 only video, so let's move on. Now we're going to step into the Scat Pack range. So these cars are basically in the 45 to 70K price range. A well-optioned Charger Scat Pack wide body is going to cost around 65 to 70K, so I'll use Auto Trader in that range to get some ideas. Now let's step into the Ford Mustang Mach 1. The Mach 1 is going to be more track focused, starting at 56K. So you have a more track focused aero, suspension components, a few more horsepower on the top end since it's programmed to rev a little bit higher than the Ford GT, a chassis plaque, and you step up into Recaro seating. Step up 2K into the Mach 1 Premium, and you'll have some more interior comfort like heated steering wheel, heated and cooled seats, and aluminum foot pedals. I built this one on Ford's configurator, and it came out around 65K, which isn't terrible, but I bet most of those Scat Pack final editions will be in the same price range. Now let's move back to Chevy and step into the 2SS Camaro. This car will start off at 45K and will give you a lot more tech and interior features like driver power and passenger seats, heated and cooled seats, colored lighting in the interior, and a heads-up display. I spec'd out this 2SS Camaro pretty well optioned at 55K, which will put you around the starting price of a Challenger Scat Pack wide body. Also, if you don't add any options to a ZL1 Camaro, you can technically find one around 69K that'll let you squeeze in under the 70K mark. We're about to get into foreign waters with these next two cars. The Lexus RC F is a 2-door coupe that starts at the high end of the 60K range. Pretty nice looking car with 4 to 72 horsepower and has a 5-liter V8 engine and a 4.2 second 0-60 time. Of course, you can spec this car like crazy in the 80K range, but if you keep the options light, just like the ZL1 Camaro, you might be able to sneak this car in at under 70K. And as far as the Charger is concerned in this price range, the only option is the Lexus IS 500. It's 472 horsepower, so close to a Scat Pack Charger, and a loaded one, according to Lexus' website, is 65K for IS 500 F Sport Premium. But I couldn't find one anywhere, no matter if I was on cars.com, Auto Trader, or Lexus website. I've seen a few used 2022 models, but other than that, it is the only other sedan with a V8 I can find in this price range. I've looked for articles online and I don't see why there isn't any around. I'll call my local Lexus dealer and I'll pin a comment when I get an answer back. Or maybe you guys already know and can leave a comment why there isn't any IS 500s around. Now the final price range is where we're gonna get the most options. This will be the 70 to 100K price range. First up is the ZL1 Camaro again. For 69K starting price, you can get 650 horsepower from a 6.2 supercharged engine. And it's pretty much the only option near 700 horsepower to have a convertible option in, unless you want to spend an extra 20K to chop the top off of your Hellcat. And depending on how scarce a manual Hellcat would be in the next few weeks when order banks open for 2023, it might be the only supercharged coupe that you can get next year. I'll go ahead and briefly mention the C8 Corvette. I know it's a sports car, but hey, like I said, I'm listing rear-wheel drive V8 cars. As you can see from the list so far, we can't be that picky. Even if I don't wind up with a final edition Challenger next year, I'm already on the list for a 06 Corvette. Is it a muscle car? No, but it'll spank one and it'll do donuts around it. Just saying. Next up on the list, we move over to the Mustang GT500 with its 760 horsepower engine. This car starts off at 80K and you can spec it around 100K if you want to add the carbon fiber track pack, which that package will give you 20-inch carbon fiber wheels and a couple other track focused goodies. Plenty of videos on the internet with its spanking Hellcats and Redeyes, so let's move to the next cars on the list. Let's head back to Lexus for the LC 500 this time. This car comes in at $94,000 with 471 horsepower and a 4.4 second 0-60 time. I think it's a pretty cool looking car, and pretty much every big YouTuber that's driven one has liked it except for its crap infotainment screen. This car comes with a convertible option, but that one is over $100,000. Next up on the list is the 86K Cadillac CT5-V Series sedan, your most powerful manual transmission sedan that you can buy. It has 668 horsepower from a 6.2 liter supercharged V8, over 200 mile per hour top speed, and a 3.4 second 0-60. is pretty much the best sedan that you can buy under 100K, not named Charger Hellcat, but with the added benefit of more luxury. The last few cars on the list are some rule breakers, so let me run through them quickly. The BMW 550i xDrive is an all-wheel drive sedan with 523 horsepower from its 4.4 liter twin turbocharged engine, and it has a 3.6 second 0-60 time. I didn't list this car earlier because it doesn't follow the formula of rear-wheel drive V8 cars, but at 80K, it's a nice, very quick sedan. The BMW 850i xDrive is an all-wheel drive coupe, this time with the same 523 horsepower, 4.4 liter twin turbocharged engine. So not a rear-wheel drive car, but it does have a 0-60 in 3.5 seconds, and it starts a couple grand over 100K. The last car I'll talk about from BMW is the M5 sedan. This car has a twist to it that it is all-wheel drive, but you can drive it in two-wheel drive mode as well. It has a similar 4.4 liter twin turbocharged engine, but this one starts out at 600 horsepower and can go up to 617 horsepower if you get the competition package. This car starts out at 108K, but if you get the competition package, the price will jump to at least 116K. But as you can see from this list, once you get into that second mortgage price range, the options open up for some more cars, but it still isn't that much out there with a V8. There are a lot of great used V8 options out there, especially for used Hellcats and Redeyes. But let me know what you guys think. These cars on my list aren't traditional muscle cars. They fit the general definition, but cars that we enjoyed for multiple generations are being eliminated, and there really is no push for V8 hybrid cars unless they come from exotic car manufacturers, and it's pushing a lot of us out of the price range. Or do you guys think we'll see a lot of V8 swaps in the near future? Let me know down in the comments, and until the next video, I'm out.